Hi, welcome back to another video. Today's video, I'm going to be showing you what I cook for dinner. I'm doing a series where I'm going to show you at least two simple meal ideas that can help you out during the busy week. This dinner is going to be cheesy enchilada rice, green beans, and biscuits. It is a hamburger helper, so you can go to any grocery store and get the hamburger helper, but it's the cheesy enchilada type. I preheated my oven first since I am going to be doing the biscuits. 350 degrees, and I've already preheated both of my pans on the oven. Now everything on the screen is doubled because I am making two boxes, so I'm doubling the recipe. So I added 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil to my pan, and I'm right now cutting up the chicken tenderloins that I'm going to be adding into my cheesy enchilada. Now you have several options. If you don't want to put any meats at all into your cheesy enchilada rice, you don't have to. If you don't want to use chicken, you can use ground beef, or you can add ground turkey. Whatever your preference, you can adjust it. In my pot in the back, that's what I'm going to be using to cook my green beans. So that's why that pot is sitting back here. So I'm going to go ahead and season my chicken. I use um, garlic powder, onion powder, and some Medea seasoning. And I also add about a fourth cup of my cut up frozen onions. Now on my video I posted last week, I showed you how I go about making my prep time quick and easy with already cutting up the onions and putting them in the freezer. This is one of the things I was talking about. You cut down on your prep time by having that already cut up for you. You don't have to stop and cut up your onions or the peppers that we're going to need. So in my pot, I just added a little bit of water and my green beans. And in that pot, later on, I'm going to add my Bedita seasoning, about a tablespoon of butter, and about a fourth a cup of the cut up onions. Now, the measuring that I'm giving, like on my seasoning stuff in any video, is it's not like I'm not really measuring it, I'm eyeballing it. But if I was to, measure it, I would say that's about how much I've added. Like a tablespoon of butter. I'm not really, measuring out my butter with a tablespoon, but I'm just guesstimating. So just keep that in mind when you're doing yours. You pretty much season to your liking. So if you don't want that much butter, don't add that much butter. If you want more, add more. If you want less seasoning or more seasoning, you can adjust. So here's what I was talking about a little while ago. I'm adding the onions. Like I said, I don't measure, but if I was to measure, it would look like it's about a fourth cup in the green beans, and maybe a third cup of onions in the chopped chopped up chicken tenderloins. Now, it didn't show me cutting these, but it was pretty much the same process. It's green peppers, red peppers, orange, and the yellow peppers. I cut them all up, put them in a bag, and I freeze them. You do not have to add peppers to your enchilada rice, but I like the flavor that it gives, so that's what I choose to do. So I'm just going to continue sauteing my onions, letting them cook down, and then I'm going to put my lid on my pan here, let the chicken finish cooking, and then I'm going to come back with the next steps. So now that the chicken has been cooked and the vegetables are steamed and they've cooked down as well, this is when I'm going to start, trying to follow the back of the box recipe. Not to the T, but just making sure I'm getting everything combined that it's telling me to. So these are the 2 bags of rice that I'm adding in. Then we're going to add the seasoning that came with the enchilada rice. Now, this does have a little kick to it. Like, it's not super spicy, but if you don't like spicy things, or if your children don't like spicy things, they may not like this. My middle child, he doesn't really care for spicy foods, but he did eat this. He said it was spicy, but it wasn't so spicy that he couldn't eat it at all. So just keep that in mind if you choose to make this. So now I'm going to add in my 2 cups of milk. Get it mixed up and combined, and then I'm going to add in my 3 cups of water in total, 3 and 1/4 cups of water. Now the recipe says 4 and 2/4 cups of water, but after I add all this liquid, that looked like it would be way too much. Now, if you want your rice a little drier, add less water. And if you want it to be more wet than what mine will be at the end, I would suggest you add the total 4 cups of water. Now, knowing what I know, how it turned out at the end, I wouldn't add 3 cups. I probably would just stick to the 2, and I'd probably just do 2.5 instead of 3 and 2/4 cups, because I like my rice on the drier side a little bit when it comes to dishes like this. But it all ended up working good. It tasted fine. So at this point, I do believe I'm going to put in my biscuits. I sprayed the pan down with the spray butter, and I'm putting the biscuits in there. These are not homemade biscuits. These are the Great Value. I want to say they're jumbo flaky biscuits. I did not take them out in time, so they are a little darker than I'd like, but you'll see how they turn out at the very end. They're still eatable. They were still good. Um, but I normally don't let them get that dark. So this is after I put the lid on for about 10 minutes, I want to say. Maybe 10 to 12 minutes. And it's still very much soupy-like. This is why I say that I would have just added in the 2.5 cups of water, because you already have your 2 cups of milk, and now you're adding more water to it, and that was too much liquid, but I know for next time. So I'm showing you now that my green beans are done. I do not like my green beans mushy. You cook your green beans however long you like, but they're done for me here. So I turn the oven off, and I'm going to let this my hamburger helper cook for probably, I think it was 15 more minutes. So in all, this hamburger helper took probably 35 minutes, 35 to probably 40 minutes in total to cook, because, oh, those are the biscuits. Yeah, I let them stay in a little too long, and they're a little darker, but everything came out fine. So like 35 to 40 minutes later, here is the meal. And this is the consistency. In my next video, I'll be showing you what I do with the leftovers that I have, because I made 2 boxes to have leftovers, and we're going to be making some burritos with it. So stay tuned for my next video. Thanks for watching.